Okay, welcome to the second aspect of the Freelancing 101 training. And in our the first aspect, we already considered the beginner friendly freelancing skills. I explained that these are skills that most freelancers use to start, right? Not that they are basically simple, but the concept behind them is very straightforward. All right. So things like email marketing, social media management, building landing pages using drag and drop builders, building websites using visual friendly platforms, search engine management, right? Content marketing, online advertising. That's where we stop in our last aspect. Now, this next aspect, which is the second aspect, the first lesson we'll be considering is understanding your client, right? When I say client, it means those that you potentially get to work with. So you as a freelancer, you learn a skill, you have a skill, and you know what you do, right? Who are those that benefit from what you have, that benefit from the service you provide? So, for example, it's like I'm trying to say, if you know design, let's say you know graphic design, you know how to use Canva or Photoshop or CorelDRAW very well. Who are those that you could potentially work with? Those are like your clients. Okay, so your clients, who are they? I mean, you should understand the people that you work with. You should have an idea of who are those that I'll be providing my service to. If you are learning something, if you are dedicating your time and committing your time, attention to learn something, the big picture is who are those I'll be able to offer this service to, and in exchange, get paid for it. That's the big picture, and it just makes sense. All right. So the category or different category or major categories of those that freelancers work with that include small business owners, agencies, startups, content creators, coaches and consultants, and even professionals, right? And I mean, there are a lot of categories, there are a lot of other industries. Really, I'm thinking of it with the way the world is going now. Is there any industry that wants to use the help of a freelancer? You know, someone that is remote, that can, assist with something, but not necessarily physically present. Lot of business categories leverage the help of freelancers. So how? Like for example, how? If you ask me how, I'll explain. Consider a small business owner, someone that is selling something online. So let's say a business owner in the UK, for example, want to start up with selling something on a store and needs maybe a social media manager that can help him or her to set up his Facebook and Instagram perfectly well and help to create some posts using Canva or using some design tools. May even need the help of a copywriter to write some of the posts. Might need the help of someone that know how to run ads, Facebook and Instagram ad, to write and to set up the ads on Facebook and Instagram. It would also, the business owner could also need the help of someone that knows branding, right? Let's say you have knowledge of branding, you know how to set up a business logo, brand colors, and a brand name, and then brand identity, all this kind of stuff. You could help brand such a business owner, right? A freelancer could help. For example, an email marketer could help this business owner that's just starting out to create a landing page, to set up an ESP, email software provider, right? That could help the business owner to get emails from his or her customers, send nurturing campaigns, send newsletter. So the business owner doesn't necessarily need to go and find these people, but can connect with them over the internet. Like I mentioned in our other lesson, over the internet, like over social media, over Fiverr, over Upwork, and hire freelancers to work with them. And it will help them to save time. Imagine they have to learn how to design a landing page, learn how to probably use Canva if they know how to use Canva, learn how to design their logo. It doesn't save time, right? So they prefer to delegate just such tasks, helping to save time, to grow faster, and to solve their business problem. Okay. And I want to also know that a business problem can be small and can be big, right? For example, the problem of, okay, I need to run ads on my Facebook profile. Now that's like it's a problem that is okay. When I say it's okay, it simply means the business owner needs help of a professional Facebook ad expert or a professional Facebook ad, someone that have basically known how to launch Facebook ad, how to set everything up, the right targeting, the right audience, and all that. That's like an okay problem. And the business can also need to solve a much higher problem. So, for example, someone that is into developing, knows how to write the old HTML, CSS, JavaScript, could help a business owner to build their stuff from scratch, right? Writing the whole code and everything. So there are a lot and a lot of opportunities to start with and to scale as a freelancer and work with a lot of amazing people over the world providing your service. And it just makes sense, right? So once again, businesses will want to work with freelancers because it helps them to save time, helps them to solve a specific problem, and it also helps them to grow in their own business. Okay, so that's how freelancers help businesses, and those are the categories of clients. Now, the next aspect is your first step as a freelancer, right? Your first step as a freelancer. How does it work? What's the process like, right? How can you get started as a freelancer? How can you get started with freelancing? The first thing is to pick a skill. I mean, you have or you need to have value before you can provide a service in the marketplace. It's just like there's a market, right? And then we have buyers and sellers, right? So let's say someone is selling pepper and someone is in need of a pepper, want to buy pepper, right? There needs to be someone that already have the pepper before somebody can buy that pepper. Just as simple as that. So in the marketplace of freelancing services, in the marketplace where services are sold, like over the social media, over Fiverr, over Upwork, for you to provide a service there, you need to have a skill. So pick one skill. Don't try to learn everything at once. Start with just one. It can be email marketing at first. Then you learn that skill to a tangible extent. After you learn it to a tangible extent, right, you may not know everything 100% yet about that skill, but learn it to a tangible extent where you understand it and you've learned it to a very good extent, both theoretically and practically. Very important. Then you can create a gig or an offer. So on Fiverr, we create gigs. On Upwork, we create projects. On LinkedIn, on Facebook, you can set up your profile, right, to actually attract potential business owners. Then set up your freelancing profile, right? That's the next thing to do. Set up a freelancing profile. It could be Fiverr, it could be Upwork, it could be any social media platforms. And then you need to connect with those that needs your service. So you set up your freelancing profile, just like a business owner will set up a shop, right? Ready for sale. Then you also need to connect with those that need your service. Then you need to improve your offer based on feedback, self-improvement, improvements in your skill, improvements in your communication, improvements in sales techniques needs to come over time. Okay. But that's actually a very, very good way and a smart way to start. And that's like the first step to freelancing. Now, I would like to show you this quickly. Let me quickly show you something like my own freelancing profile on Facebook. Okay. So if I go to Facebook, I'm a freelancer, I freelance, and let me show you my own profile. This is my freelancing profile on Facebook, for example. I majorly provide CRM services. I build landing pages, websites, email marketing services. All right. And this is my own freelancing profile on Facebook, basically. Right. And with this profile, I'm able to connect with potential business owners that need such services. All right. I position myself to get and work with potential clients that could benefit from my service, and they pay me when I assist them with this. Okay. And all of this I was taught as well. And I would like to also show you my LinkedIn. Let me see if I can quickly show you my LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn is another place. I mean, it can be Facebook, it can be LinkedIn, it can be Upwork. That's freelancing platforms. I'm also on Fiverr as well. This is LinkedIn. Okay. This is LinkedIn. And with LinkedIn, I'm able to set up my profile, connect with potential business owners. All right. So that's what is referred to as freelancing profile. I'm also on Fiverr. So, for example, if I should go to, let me see, I can show you Fiverr. If I go to Fiverr and let's say I search for any of my services, let's see. Just want to show you. Okay, this is me right here. And then this is my freelancing profile. All right. On Fiverr. This is my freelancing profile on Fiverr. I freelance on Fiverr. Okay. So that's it, right? It can be on Fiverr, it can be on Facebook as a social media profile, it can be on LinkedIn. You basically need to create visibility. You learn something first. I mean, the process I followed also was learning something first, then going ahead to create that visibility. Okay. So let's go back to our screen. Good. All right. So that's your first step to being a freelancer. Then this is like the end of this course, right? This is like the end, and we've learned a whole lot about who a freelancer is, what is freelancing, potential opportunities in the freelancing system, how freelancing is beneficial to both you as a freelancer and to the people that you work with as business owners. And the big takeaway is this: you can start now, right? And you're even in the process. The fact that you are watching this video, I guess you're already in the process, right? And freelancing is actually open to anyone with a skill, a laptop, and the willingness to learn. Now, with a laptop, yeah, why do you need a laptop? You basically need a gadget. You basically need a gadget because um, you need to provide your service virtually, right? You need to use a tool to provide that service. However, not having a laptop initially is not necessarily downside to not building a freelancing career. For example, for one, I started learning and growing as a freelancer without a laptop, even without a phone. Kind of funny. And I'll explain in the next few minutes, right? I'll explain why and how. I mean, without a phone and laptop, how is that possible, right? Next few minutes, I'll explain. But you need the willingness as well to learn. Very important. The first thing you should be concerned as a freelancer is not to make the money or the dollars. That's very important. That's one reason why you're freelancing. But the very first number one reason, motive you should have is to learn and gain value, to learn and build yourself, right? And also, you don't need to be perfect. You just need to begin. Stay consistent at learning, at improving yourself, at pushing out and increasing your visibility, and most importantly, grow over time. Because growth is very, very important as a freelancer. You learn something today, you know something, you provide a service. You need to develop your skill, get better at what you do, even acquire more complementary skills. Okay, so you can keep being relevant, you can keep being useful to those that provide the service to or other people generally. Okay, so you need to grow over time, you need to be consistent at what you do, increasing in promotion, increasing your visibility in learning, in providing quality services in communication, right? And you just need to begin, you don't need to be perfect, right? Now, the FHG community and our concept of freelancing, this is the last slide. And as a community in FHG, I mean, as a community, as we work together as teenagers, building a business of network marketing with freelancing. I mean, why do we even do freelancing? What is our own concept of freelancing? Why did we employ freelancing into the FHG community? The first reason is active earnings. So with freelancing, I'm able to actively earn online. You're able to learn the skill and also actively earn online as a freelancer. And it will help actually in the second arm of our business. I'll explain shortly. Also, earning in dollars as a Nigerian. So what that means is that the Nigerian economy, just imagine the dollar to naira conversion, and then there's always this question of how can someone earn in dollars, right? You can do that with the opportunity of freelancing because you work with people overseas, right? Mostly people overseas, right? And that foreign currency is like now a favor to you, right? Also, we freelance in the FEG community, very, very important because this is like the foundation of everything to build a network marketing business, right? So we have two pillars in the FEG community: digital marketing or freelancing and network marketing. So as we freelance online, as I freelance online and able to earn money actively, I'm also able to invest in my network marketing business to build a business because I'm earning money actively, right? I'm like a self-employed, person because I have my own business providing services and it makes sense. But I also want to own a business. I want to build leverage. I want to build wealth. I want to own something more significant, right? I want to own something that's even better, which is a business, a team, a community, and something that, yes, will stand the test over time and even over generations. And that's what network marketing can do for us, right? So I freelance online, earn money actively, to do a lot of things for myself, and most importantly, invest back into my network marketing business, build my network marketing business. Okay, so that's why we freelance in the FEG community. I mean, that's a concept that Mr. Jagumolu Abdul came up with about 9 years ago, merging freelancing with network marketing. Beautiful, right? And if you consider the Nigerian economy, I mean, look at job hunt. You hear cases of the people come out from school, whatever, they can't find a job, or somebody find a job. It's just the working condition is just very, very terrible. And people there are many people are looking for job, and there are less vacancies for good job opportunities. Freelance is a very good opportunity, right? If you look at it, the world is going global. There is a digital shift going on and currently taking place in the world, and a lot of things are being done online now. A lot of businesses are online. A lot of opportunity for as a freelancer to work with businesses, connect with businesses, and work with them, and you provide value to them, and they pay you for that. Okay, so there's this digital shift going on, and individuals can plug into it. I mean, that's been happening, but there's still a lot of opportunities over the internet. It's just a question of how, right? And that's what the community helps us with. So the community is a very key, significant factor in our growth as freelancers. And this falls back to what I said before. I said I joined the business without, or I said I started freelancing, learning how to freelance, the skill and everything, without a phone, without a PC, that's the laptop. How is that possible? The help of the community. With the help of the community, I was able to leverage colleagues, leverage the community, leverage the tools of those around me, right? And even learn without having my own personal tools, without having my own personal phone or even a PC. Crazy. I mean, being able to try to learn freelancing without a phone, like it wasn't easy, but I knew what I wanted, and yes. So that's the idea, right? The community is a significant factor to our growth in the in FHG, to our growth as freelancers, because I've had a lot of scenarios. Okay, some people start freelancing on their own, but they quit because there is no much enthusiasm, no much excitement, no support, right? Or someone to put them through. So the community is a significant aspect to our success, to my success, even individually as a person. So that is it. That closes the curtain on freelancing 101. I hope you've been able to learn about freelancing. I hope you've also made your research along as we took this lesson. And if you have questions, once again, there'll be an area provided for you to ask your questions, and then you're moving on to the next aspect of the training, I guess. Okay, that's it for now.